All right, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. In this video, I made a mistake. I'll be honest. I messed up a little bit. I said a few things in a different video that are not necessarily true, and I want to first of all address the things that are not true, but also kind of explain how maybe I was a little bit right with one of the things. Spoiler alert: the title of the video. Uh, you clicked on it. So we're gonna get a little bit of that discussion, and I'll give you my reasons and give you some information about that. But if this is your first time here, drop a like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. I would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And let's actually just get started. Why not? So first of all, I never wanted to confuse people with saying that there was an SLKR pack. I didn't really say that there was an SLKR pack, but I referred to the BB-8 pack. There was a BB-8 pack. I referred to that Lightspeed bundle pack to a SLKR one, even though it was just BB-8. That was my bad. I didn't want to confuse anyone with that. I was just saying that you get a bunch of low requirements with BB-8. So that was my bad. I also did say that in the Starkiller event, you would need Zetas. In the video when I said that, I was very clearly just reading the event, and in the event it suggests that you get Zetas. Let me see. Yeah, Zeta ability upgrades is recommended. Obviously, I learned why this is just a recommendation. What I ended up doing was I just modded Mara Jade really fast. I already did have Zetas on her, but that didn't really make much of a difference. Well, I mean, it did, but you easily can do the event without the Zetas. Just put really good mods on her, and then I put all of her mods onto every character. So Talon, and then Kyle, or Dash, and then Kyle. Yeah, and I had a nearly flawless run with it too. By the way, I did die once as Kyle to Nihilus, I think, or maybe it was Talon. I don't know. Nihilus got his insta kill thing. Well, I don't know if it's an insta kill, but he got that thing on me. So besides that, flawless run. I'll show you my mods I have in Mara Jade. This is exactly the same mods as I did the event with. I'll just put this on in the background, and you can pause the video as need fit. I guess these aren't my fastest mods, but I put decent mods on her. And by a lot of people's standards, those aren't great mods, I'll be honest. Those are the higher echelon of mods that I currently have. I've actually remodded my whole roster recently. Anyways, getting off topic. We don't need Zetas for the event. I didn't play it when I said it. I was just reading what the event said. So sorry if I misguided anyone. But now I want to get to the main topic at the video of hand. Did I mess up and poorly articulate my thoughts in previous videos about SLKR and Rey, and who to go first? So in the previous videos, I said it would be quicker to go to SLKR. Just not true. I mean, objectively, that's not true. If you buy all of the bundles, you don't have to do any ship farming. So it's definitely faster to go for Rey, for sure. So if you're dead set on getting Rey already, that's a great call. Rey is a galactic legend. Getting a galactic legend is going to help your roster immensely, no matter what GL it is. Some are more helpful than others, but it's a GL, so it's still going to help you. However, I do still believe SLKR might be a better first GL between the two of these. So I know my initial impression of what I said was wrong. However, I did come prepared today. So SLKR was the best GL for a long time, especially for early game players, until the GL Leia, Jedi Master Luke, and Jabba triangle thing. Until that became a thing and checked all the boxes off for the important game modes, it was SLKR. SLKR is still a solid enough GL from what I hear, and obviously you just saw I don't have him, so I can't really fact check that. However, he was the most popular choice for a long time, historically, and I mean he still is getting wins, and he can still solo. He's still a great GL. Again, like I said earlier, a GL is a GL. You're not going to be upset with a GL. Unless maybe you're not a huge fan of Lord Vader. Then you might be a little disappointed. But besides that, but anyways, even though he's not the fastest choice, he might still be the smartest choice when coming to develop a roster. So while it's true, there is no finalizer Lightspeed bundle. There are some ships to farm with this event that are really helpful in other game modes. So in the finalizer event, for example, you have to farm Slave 1 and TIE Advanced, which are really needed for Executor. Well, I know Slave 1 is. I don't know, is TIE Advanced? I think TIE Advanced is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, the Xanadu Blood is also a requirement for this. Excellent unit for the Executor. So you're kind of starting your Executor farm if you go for Finalizer. And the downside of this farm is the rest of the ships. Unless you haven't, unless you've been actively building these ships up, it's going to be a little bit of a pain. You're farming ships, it makes sense. So the first order TIE ship, you can farm for guild tokens. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. You can farm the first order TIE pilot, or not pilot, first order TIE ship, whatever it is. Where is it? Yeah, here. Guild activity. Go all the way to the bottom. Oh, hold on. There's a Special Forces TIE fighter right there for the old guild event tokens or whatever, guild activity tokens. Let's scroll all the way to the bottom. I already went through these stores today. I don't need to buy anything else for now. And then at the very bottom here, you can see, where is it? I probably could have just gone to the character. Why did I do this? I could have just gone to the character. Whatever. I'm here now. So here's the pilot and here's the fighter. You get it for pretty cheap. Just buy these every time you can. That you're going to get this up in no time. I literally was just farming this because I didn't have anything else to spend this currency on, and I got it in like, I don't know, a month or two. I wasn't even like trying. It was just something I did occasionally if I had extra leftover currency. So this is a super simple farm. Now, fortunately, that's pretty easy to get, but unfortunately, the pain in the ass for this farm is the command shuttle and the TIE silencer. The command shuttle, I keep seeing people say this over and over again in the comment section, which also, by the way, extremely grateful for all the comments we've been getting. Super helpful. If I want to keep making content, I got to learn, and the only way for me to learn is to make mistakes and listen to other people's advice. So keep telling me I make mistakes, because I'm learning so much. I really appreciate it. Anyways, TIE silencer. This can be a pain in the ass to farm. I kind of started already. I need to continue this farm. And then the other one is the command shuttle, which is on the same node as Scion. Scion is a good character, especially if you're going to get Traya in the future, which if you've seen my farming path videos, you know I'm going for Traya. I have her at 7 stars already. I'm going to relic my Palpatine for the Sith Eternal event, so I'm going to slot him in with this team, and I also have Darth Talon already done now, so this team's coming together really well for me. So farming Scion is also a great thing, especially if you're in a position like me, but not everyone is. Not everyone has Traya. Anyways, so once you get Finalizer, though, with this SLKR farm, you're not quite done with the farm. After that, you still need to get a Relic 7. Relic 7, Emperor Palpatine. Palpatine here is he's my favorite leader in the game for the teams I run in Squad Arena and stuff. Here, I can show you my Squad Arena. My ships are a little bit messed up right now. I was doing some theory crafting. However, this is my favorite Squad Arena team I'm running right now. I guess you can't really see it, but you can kind of see it. It's Wat Tambor right there. I can switch Wat Tambor out for Grand Admiral Thrawn sometimes, depending on what I'm doing. But that's one of my favorite teams. So Palpatine is really good with, guess who? You'll never guess this. Palpatine is a great leader with Mara Jade and Starkiller. And guess who has Mara Jade and Starkiller if you buy the Starkiller bundle? Everyone, if you bought it. So getting this farm started is great. He has a great ship that also helps you with Chimera. We were talking about the Finalizer's requirements. TIE Advanced also fits into a Chimera fleet, I believe. It's an Empire ship, so it should. So obviously this is just another great early investment into a character that you're going to need to get eventually anyways, for his ship or for a Sith Eternal event or anything like that. He's just a great character. Starkiller, he's going to be needed for his team to really operate the best, considering he can assist and stun and all that kind of stuff. He's a very helpful unit. So with that other team, though, you might want to consider getting Visas Mar or Old Ben. Actually, like 10 minutes ago, I read a comment saying that you don't need that stereotypical farm. If you want to go and do some theory crafting, you can get some other characters like Jedi Training Rey or Scavenger Rey. They can kind of work on that team. I'm not going to back that up. I'm still farming Starkiller, so I'm not going to back that up. I don't know how true that is. However, Visas Mar and Old Ben are some of the most popular choices for that team. So Palpatine Lead, Mara Jade, Starkiller, Visas Mar, and Old Ben. I should probably just show you the squad that I'm talking about. This is what I'm farming for this team. So once you get Palpatine, you're gonna really be on your way for this team. That'll be great. So out of all that, you get a bunch of really good ships and a lead for the Starkiller team. Also, of course, for this farm, hold on, I actually have an infographic I'll pull up for you. So of course, for this team, you're gonna need some pretty good. You're gonna get some pretty good ships out of this, I should say. You do also need to take Kylo Ren Unmasked and Baby Kylo to R7, but that's like you adding 2 relic levels to each of these characters. It's really not that bad. Also, both of these characters are pretty decent, especially KRU. You're going to use KRU pretty much throughout the entire game. If you're not using him with a First Order team, you're going to be using him with unaligned Force users eventually. So it's great, just a great farm to do in general. So if you look at what you buy in the BB-8 pack, I also like the value that's there more than what's in the Rey packs because you get 2 really good, well, not really good without Omicrons or whatever, but you get 2 Grand Arena teams. And the first Grand Arena team that I'm talking about, you can see here. Hold on. Pull it up behind us, actually. We have a Hux team and then an Omicron team. Those are some pretty decent teams. And you get a decent secondary team if you get the Omicron on Phasma or on TIE Pilot. I heard that he's not the best Omicron, but it's a Grand Arena Omicron, so do whatever, at your discretion. You like Grand Arena more, you like Territory Wars more, you think the Phasma Omicron's needed for your guild, whatever your situation is, that's just a decent second team if you need to. You get a second team out of this. So also all those comps can change. There's no specific, there's not one size fits all. It depends on who you have, what you're going up against. But let's recap here before I get too far ahead. I missed one more thing. I'm sorry. You get all the packs. You also will get Vet Han, which is needed for the SLKR event. You also do get Vet Chewie. Those two are actually some decent units for the Smuggler's Run event. If you're early game and you don't really have a lot of those characters relic yet, getting those two is really good. It'll get you some extra mod materials and mod upgrades. Those are really, beneficial characters. Now, to recap, you get some great ships. You get a start on a Starkiller team. You get 2 decent Grand Arena teams if you do it right. You get some Smuggler Run units. You get a R7 Kylo Ren Unmasked, which is used pretty much throughout the entire game. But unfortunately, it's not the fastest farm in comparison to Rey. You have to farm some ships, which is a pain. But it's really going to set your roster up pretty well. But the Kylo Ren command shuttle really sucks. So that's my pros or cons for SLKR. But now what happens if we look at Rey? So if we look at Rey here, let's take a look at Rey. With Rey, you don't have any ships to farm if you bought the pack. So instantly, obviously, this becomes a better or a faster farm, which is a huge bonus. However, on the character side of things, I don't think it's as developing your roster. It's not leading to a more developed roster without the Galactic Legend. Sorry, I'm tripping up over my words. So with this Galactic Legend, you need to get Jedi Training Rey from scratch to R7. Scavenger Rey, you need to add 2 relic levels, whatever, but she's not really super useful. She doesn't fit a lot of places unless like a unaligned Force user team if you don't have anyone or something like that. She doesn't really fit many places. You also have to get BB-8 to R7 from scratch, which is a little bit of a pain as well. BB-8 is a little bit more useful than Scavenger Rey, and Jedi Training Rey I think is the best out of these units, especially for what teams we're talking about with just resistance. I think you can just full auto the BB-8 event and the Jedi Training Rey event with the characters you get, so that's not too difficult. However, you do have to R7 them again. That's kind of a pain. BB-8 might be useful if you stretch out your resistance teams and try and make something else there. Could be useful. However, he's more at home with a droid team nowadays, and I don't really know what you besides an UFU team later down the line. I don't really know what Scavenger Rey you'd be doing with. So we're going to need to get the Galactic Legend and Zori Bliss to really make these resistance teams hum. And those are obviously the Galactic Legend is what you're farming, but Zori is not in this farm, and she's just single drop farmable. Really, you're gonna want these two, and you're gonna have to farm up Zori to make a second team super viable, which is outside of the GL farm, which is what I'm trying to talk about. The GL farm itself, which one's better, which one's more useful. So you're going to need Zori to make your resistance units compete at higher levels and or just take out other GLs if possible. Other team compositions for the resistance just aren't as good without GL Rey or Zori Bliss. It's just not as good, flat out. And SLKR just might be a better GL than Rey in general. So especially based off historic preferences. Historically, you've always wanted to go for SLKR first. So, in my personal opinion, between the two of these, I do think that maybe you might be better off going for SLKR. However, if you already decided you're going for Rey and you just want a GL fast, that's totally fair enough. I think GL Rey is a GL. If you want a GL, Rey is right there. You just bought a pack that helps you get there. You only really need to farm the Radis once you get to the event. The farm is faster than SLKR, and you get 2 Grand Arena teams out of it if you farm Zori and once you get Rey. But outside of that, there's not a lot of good variety with your resistance teams. You really need Zori to make your other teams hum. SLKR is a better GL, and some of the relic requirements are a little more harsh than it is for SLKR. With SLKR, if you buy all the packs, all you really need to do, I believe, is get Palpatine up from scratch if you don't have them. Here, you have to get a Jedi Training Rey and BB-8 up from scratch, which aren't the most helpful. Well, BB-8 is helpful with the droid team. Baby Rey isn't super helpful unless you have a specific use for her or your theory crafting. Jedi Training Rey is really useful. So I kind of like having Palpatine more than having Baby Rey R7. That's just my personal opinion. So again, if you just want a GL up and running, I mean, get Rey. But if you want a more rounded roster with whatever you're getting, I think SLKR, even though it will be a longer farm, I think you get more beneficial units out of this farm. That's just my personal opinion. And obviously, I hope you, if I made any mistakes, please correct me. Again, I'm still learning the ropes. I'm new to this, so if there's some other factors I'm not considering or I mess something up, or obviously please let me know in the comments section. I would love to learn more and be able to make better content. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, again, drop a like, subscribe. I'll put some links to these infographics if you want. Well, I guess they're just Venn diagrams. I'll try and put them in the description if you guys like. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.